Good morning to all. Myself, Dr. B. Shekhar, working as an associate professor in Marri Laxman Reddy University of Technology and Management, Hyderabad. Last time we are discussed about the batteries. On that batteries, we are covered about the primary battery and secondary battery. Now we will discuss about the another one type of the energy source device, that is nothing but the fuel cell. Now we will still see in this topic we will cover about the what is mean by the fuel cell and construction of the fuel cell and working of the fuel cell and which kind of reactions are undergoing in oxidation and in reducing process, means we called as a redox reactions. We will see. First, before going to the fuel cell, who was invented by the fuel cell? Sir William Groos. Sir William Groos, in the year of 1839, he was invented the first fuel cell. Because of that reason, we called as a Sir William Groos as a father of fuel cell. What is mean by the fuel cell? What is a definition for the fuel cell? A fuel cell is a device that produces electricity through a chemical reaction between fuel and oxidant. The reaction is involving between the chemical that we called as a fuel is reacting in the presence of oxidant, and then we are getting as a electricity. Now we will see about the basics construction of a fuel cell. In the basics construction of the fuel cell, we are supplying the fuel to release the energy, and also we are supplying the oxidant, that may be oxygen always, and we are using one is anode electrode and another one is cathode electrode. Between these two electrodes, we are placing our electrolyte solution. It is a simple and basics arrangement of a fuel cell. So many different types of the fuel cells we have. For example, we have the methanol oxygen fuel cell we have, and hydrogen oxygen fuel cell also we have. Now we will discuss now about the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. The hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is one of the best example for a fuel cell. Now we will discuss about the construction of a fuel cell. When we are constructing a fuel cell, as early we are seeing about the basics arrangement of a fuel cell. Like here also we are using one anode we are using and cathode also we are using. In the fuel cell, the anode and cathode we are using as a carbon or graphite electrodes. These carbon and graphite electrodes we are using as a anode and cathode. The anode carbon electrode act as a anode, and the another one carbon electrode acting as a cathode. And in this, the finely powdered the platinum, palladium or silver we are adding, it will helps as a catalyst. Between the anode and cathode, in hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, we are using the electrolyte solution. That electrolyte solution may be 25% of the KOH or NaOH we are using as a electrolyte solution. It is about the construction. Now we will see the working of the fuel cell. Now we will discuss about the working of the fuel cell. In this hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, at anode hydrogen undergoing in oxidation process, it will releasing the electrons and protons, nothing but the H plus ions. These protons pass through the electrolyte and the electrons generate the electricity. In this, at cathode we are supplying the oxygen, it will help as a oxidant agent. To understand this working process with the help of simple chemical reactions, now we will see. Before that chemical reactions, it is a simple and very nice pictorial diagram I am given here, you can see. Now this one, it is a electrode, it is a, we are written as a anode electrode, and here another one electrode we have, it is a cathode electrode, and between this cathode and anode it is nothing but the our KOH electrolyte solution we are placed. Here from the anode side we are supplying fuel, at the anode side we are supplying the fuel, and at cathode side we are supplying as a air as a accident agent. These two are undergoing some chemical reactions. To understand that chemical reactions we will see. It is a simple oxidation reaction occurs at anode. At anode, hydrogen undergoing in oxidation process, it will releasing 2 H plus ions we called protons and 2 electrons. These 2 electrons are responsible for the electricity. At cathode, which we are supplied the oxygen, that oxygen is reacting with the H plus ions which was liberated at anode. They are combined and they are forming a product is water. If you see the net reaction or final reaction or cell reaction, the hydrogen is combines with oxygen and we are getting as a water as a product. Along with water we are also getting the energy. That energy helps for us as a fuel cell. It is a simple diagram. It is very easy to understand. Here we are supplying the fuel. This fuel is splitting as a electrons and H plus ions. These electrons are mixing with the oxygen and we are getting as a water as a final product in this reaction. It is about a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Last time we are discussing about the battery. This time we are covered about the another one source of energy device, that is but nothing but the fuel cell. Now we will discuss about the difference between battery and a fuel cell. Now we will discuss about a battery and a fuel cell. To see in that first point, batteries are store energy in the form of chemical energy. Yes, we called as a reactants. The energy we are storing in the form of chemicals, but in the fuel cell we cannot store the energy. We are supplying the fuel. When we are supplying the fuel, then energy is releasing. And reactants and products. In case of battery, the reactants and the products, they are remain in the battery only. But in the fuel cell, the reactants are converting into chemical reactions and the product also we are removing from the fuel cell. And batteries are rechargeable. Batteries are rechargeable like lithium ion batteries we have and lead acid batteries. These are the rechargeable batteries. When coming to the fuel cell, these are not rechargeable. If you are supplying the fuel, then we are getting the energy. If you are not supplying the fuel, we are not getting the energy. And batteries are, when compared to the fuel cells, batteries are less efficiency when compared to the fuel cells. And supply energy is limited time. It will happens in the batteries. Why? Because when the reactants, when they are converting into products, then only the energy will stop. If you are putting the DC current, then reversible reactions are occurs, then only we are getting the energy. But in fuel cell we are getting the long period of time, we are getting the energy. And coming to the cost, the batteries are less expensive when compared to the fuel cells. Fuel cells are very high cost. It is one of the major disadvantage in the fuel cells. And what are the best example for the batteries? Like lithium ion batteries, lead acid batteries, and zinc air batteries. These are the best examples for the batteries. And coming to the fuel cell, the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell and methanol oxygen fuel cell, these are the best example for the fuel cell. I think you understand the difference between these batteries and fuels based on this table. It is very helps us to understand the difference between the batteries and a fuel. Battery and fuel both are energy source devices, but we have some differences between the batteries and fuel cell. Now we will go another type of the energy source device, that is nothing but the solar cell. Now we will discuss about the solar cell. Now continuously what we are doing, we are discussing about the energy source materials. Energy source materials like batteries we are covered. After that we are covered about the fuel cell we are covered. Now we are discussing about the another type of the energy source device, that is nothing but the solar cells. In solar cell is a photovoltaic device. Solar cell is a photovoltaic device that convert light energy into the electrical energy. What is mean by the light energy? Light energy is nothing but the sunlight. That sunlight is converting into electrical energy with the help of solar cells. How the solar cells are works based on the photovoltaic effect or photovoltaic device. The solar cells also called as a photovoltaic device or photovoltaic effect cells. What is mean by the photovoltaic effect? Already we are saying the solar cells are working on the based on the photovoltaic effect. What is mean by the photovoltaic effect or photovoltaic device? Now we will see here. The generation of voltage across the PN junction in a semiconductor due to the absorption of light radiation. Due to the absorption of light radiation is called photovoltaic effect. When we are generating the voltage, electricity with the help of PN junction in a semiconductor, it is absorbing the light energy. That light energy is releasing the electrons. That electrons are responsible for the electricity. This process we called as a photovoltaic effect or photovoltaic device. Now we will see about the construction, how we are constructing a simple solar cell. When we are constructing a solar cell, we are using two layers in a sandwich model. In a sandwich model, two layers we are placing. The first one is the solar cell is most probably we are constructing with the help of silicon plates. These silicon plates consist of one N-type semiconductor. N-type means N means nothing but the negative. N represents the negative. N-type semiconductor layer and P-type semiconductor layer. P-type nothing but the P means positive, means the negative semiconductor and positive semiconductor, they are placed in a sandwich model. Hence there are the performance of the PN junction. The PN junction appears. With the help of that PN junction we are getting our electricity with the help of solar cell. In this solar cell, the surface is coated. The solar cell surface is coated with anti-reflecting materials, anti-reflecting agents to avoid the incident light energy due to reflection. Which energy we are getting to last that energy, we are doing some coating on the solar cells that we called a anti-reflecting coating agents we are using to avoid the light energy in the form of reflection. Now here we will see the working, how the solar cells are working. When a solar panel exposed to the sunlight, when a solar panel exposed to the sunlight, the light energy are absorbed by a semiconductor device. Last time we are said the p-type and n-type semiconductors we are using. That p-types, n-type semiconductors, they are absorbing the sunlight. When they are absorbing the sunlight, the absorbed energy, the electrons are liberated to produce the external DC current. When the sunlight is absorbed by the solar cell or solar panel, that absorbed energy is releasing the electrons. The liberating of electrons is happens. The liberated electrons are responsible for the DC, external DC current. This DC current is converting into AC current. The direct current, the DC current is we are converting into AC current by using the inverters, and then we are using in the different multiple application purpose we are using the solar cell. It is about the solar cell. Okay, simple. What is mean by the solar cell? A device which convert the light energy into electrical energy. Simply that device we called as a solar cell. After that we will see about the what are the advantages. What are the advantages about a solar cell? It is a clean and non-polluting. It is a clean and non-polluting. We are not getting any end products as a byproducts. We are not getting, and it is a very clean energy we are getting. It is a renewable and environmental friendly. It will not releasing any smoke. It will not releasing any combustion products like we are not getting. Because of that reason, the solar cell we called as a environmental friendly and renewable, endless energy source material. That is nothing but the solar cell. And solar cells do not produce a noise. Yes, definitely we are not getting any noise when in the solar cell. And the maintenance is little maintenance. The dust, like when we are on the rainy season, we are maintaining very little maintenance we should follow up. And the application, what are the application? Electrical power generation in space. In space we are using to generate the electricity, and the different type of the in agricultural fields. In the agricultural product we are also for the drying purpose and to run the motor pumps also we are using these solar cells, especially rooftop and building systems. Nowadays in all metropolitan cities we are absorbing the rooftop, the buildings we are observing. It is also one of the best. And the solar street light, especially the solar street light, it is also we are getting as a application in the case of solar cell. And especially in remote areas, the solar cell will helps us to produce the electricity. Like the hill stations, there is very difficult to supply the power on that remote areas. The solar cells, these are very helpful for the producing the electricity. These are some of the advantages and applications regarding the solar cell. Till now we are completed about the energy source devices. So many different type of the energy source devices we are discussed. Next topic we will continue in next session. Thank you.